So I'm going to talk about traps in this video, plus some other things that I've noticed. And then by Monday, I will make that video. I don't know, it'll probably be 15, 30 minutes. I'm going to try to summarize everything that you can do, need to do, and what to expect, what to look out for, the things to do for yourself to get you to wake up. Or at the very least, realize there's something deeper to you than you can imagine. So, before I get into that, though, before I get into talking about these traps, because these traps, listen, this is something I've noticed is they're like almost everything's a trap, and then things that are not traps at the time can turn into traps later, and I'll explain that one because that one's kind of scary and mind blowing at the same time. It's almost like if you don't catch it, you don't realize it's a trap, and you just stay stuck in it. So, but one thing over the past while, especially the past few days, it seems like I have been trying to have to explain myself and or defend myself for things I say. And I don't know if I just don't come across. Um, I cannot tell if the way I word things is confusing or if I'm being misunderstood on purpose or if it's a thing of we're speaking two different languages. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I will never make the claim I know more or I'm better than anyone, but a lot of you watching will understand this. If you cannot understand something and you don't understand it and your mind's grasping for things that aren't there, and I say something to you, we're not talking the same language if you can't understand what I'm saying. And that's just the truth. That's something I've noticed a long time ago. It's something I'm sure a lot of you guys noticed. So I'm no longer doing that. It really has, like, irked me. Like, not really made me mad. It's just like, it's frustrated me because it seems like I'm having to do this daily. Like, clarify what I mean or explain myself. And this has been going on for a while and I'm no longer doing it. So if you don't understand what I'm saying and you do not believe what I'm speaking is the truth, then I have no other suggestion other than to quit watching my content. Seriously, I hate to be like that, but and this is not just to one individual. This is to multiple. I mean, this has been an ongoing. This has been ongoing for. It's been ongoing for a while, with multiple people, and I'm just sick of defending myself and explaining myself. So, if you watch my videos and you take away, I'm not responsible for the I'm not responsible for the perspective you see. I'm responsible for the words I deliver. So once I deliver these words, how you twist it in your mind's on you. But if anyone can watch these videos and take anything away from it other than me trying to motivate you, me trying to get you to love yourself, me trying to get you to address past trauma, to try to get you to be a better person, to get you to tell the truth, to get you to see that the divinity is within you. Not only is divinity within you, but you are the whole of divinity. I mean, you are God. You're not God. You are so God that you made God up. Do you understand this? And I'm not saying this in any way. It's just I have reached my limit with this because this I was already to my breaking point, and then over the past like week, it's happened multiple times, and I can't make myself more clear, and I refuse to come down to try to explain something that that I didn't even mean by it. So I'm done doing that. But yeah, if you watch my videos and you take away anything but that, I don't know what to say. I really don't. I always say anything I can do, you can do. I always say you should not put You should not give any man or book or anything authority over you. So I don't know, but that's all I'm talking about that. And so traps that do not start out as traps, but they end up being traps. Well, traps in general, they're effing everywhere. The obvious ones again are religion. With science is not a trap, but the theories presented by science is a giant trap. Science and religion literally believe the same thing. How mind-blowing is this once you really contemplate this? So, the very beginning of the Bible, it says there was a void, which I can verify. There is a void. And through that void came everything, God created. Now, scientifically minded people believe the same shit. The only difference is they don't believe a deity did it. They just believe that it's a big bang and something came from nothing. So both parties believe something came from nothing. The only difference in these two parties is one claims a deity did it and the other claims it's magic. It just happens. So one believes in magic called God, the other just believes in magic called something came from nothing. So, those are traps. Simulation theory is a trap. Spirituality is a trap. Especially the lower forms of spirituality, the beginner stages of spirituality is what I'd like to call it. The beginner stages of spirituality is the biggest trap ever. Even the intermediate stages of spirituality is a trap. But you can't get people to see this, So those are obvious traps, but here's traps. The tyrannical father trap. That's a trap, obviously. The devil trap. The God trap. There's traps everywhere. But here's some I noticed that do not start out as traps. They actually start out beneficial, but then they turn into traps later on down the road. Psychedelics, for an example. At the very beginning, it's an amazing tool to use. It will open your eyes, and just being brutally honest, in taking psychedelics a few times, you can understand things deeper and speed this up to a level to where, and just research psychedelics usage in this manner. That people have made the claim that they learn more in one single trip than 15 years of studying spirituality and psychology. So that's just throwing that out there. And I'm not using appeals to authority. That's why I'm not mentioning the people's names. But the people's names who said this, a lot of you guys would use, I don't want to say you guys, a lot of people would use as an appeal to authority, but I'm not doing that. So psychedelics is not a trap at first. It's amazing. But then once you've understood enough, it becomes a trap because you mentally think you need it. Like you think mentally that if I don't take these, I'm not going to have these deep understandings, because all these deep understandings have came for the most part in the form of taking psychedelics. But the good thing is, in my experience, after you cut back on them, you have more realizations and understandings and even mystical experiences. I swear I've had more realizations, understanding, and mystical experiences off psychedelics than on them. So another one, being open-minded. Being open-minded you always have to stay open-minded. That's a huge thing. But being too open-minded, at the very beginning stages, being too open-minded is not a bad thing. It'll actually benefit you. But the closer and closer you get to the truth, being open-minded will screw you over. Because all it does is create rabbit holes for you to go chasing rabbits, and it creates doubt. And you will suffer for this. Take this from experience. I suffered because I would not accept the truth and started chasing rabbits. So being open-minded will screw you over. Now, when it comes to getting to the truth and being open-minded about the truth, stay that way. But the rest of this is just a bunch of stories and backstories. Don't believe me either. Go verify this. Everything I've said, every claim I've made, I have said, do not do anything but verify this for yourself or disprove me. One of the two. So Another one would be putting pressure on yourself. Now, putting pressure on yourself at the beginning stages will work. It will actually serve you. But after a certain point, putting pressure on yourself, you will reach a point where you cannot go any further until you play the peacemaker and have a dialogue with those parts of you that are conflicted and that are putting pressure on you and arguing with each other. So these are examples of traps that aren't traps but end up being traps. Another one is you can't know. Like this is I hear this so much with people that it doesn't annoy me. It's sad. In my opinion, it's sad. If you build up at the beginning stages, admitting you don't know is amazing. But if you've understood things, you've been shown things over and over and over, and you keep saying you don't know or you can't know, then that is the biggest trap. That's one of the biggest traps. I'm just saying, because essentially what you're doing, making the claim you can't know and won't know, is you did not get this information from yourself. Please realize that. You're taking words from other men, other men, and believing that they have gained the highest wisdom, and then believing that since they couldn't know or understand, that you can't know or understand. And in believing this, again, you're just building up a wall in your head. And then you eventually have to take the wall down brick by brick. You build it up quick. Bringing it down is extremely difficult. So, these are traps that aren't traps at first, but end up being traps. And I'll try to think of some more examples of this, because I would like to do a whole video on just traps. But yeah, just to go back to this you don't know thing. This at the core of it is a problem with a lot of people, because how do you know you can't know? How do you know you can't understand? You have not tried to verify it. You've not tried to verify it. So basically, these people that say this, and there's a lot of them, they've taken words from another man, and that man, for one, has not reached the highest level. For two, has not reached the highest level of understanding, is what I mean. For two, so they're just pretending that they have. For two, they're using the words of this person as a reflection on them, putting more doubt on them. And these are traps. These are traps that are so fucking sneaky that if you're not aware of them, you will fall right into them. So I'm just telling you guys straight up, man. There are people here, and there's people from the past that will give you valuable information. They are wise. They are truth tellers. But the thing is, if you take anything literally, and you can't read between the lines, or you don't understand things on a deep enough level, and you're following these people and not taking the nuggets of information you can pull from them to come to your own conclusion, because again, the number one goal is to have a mind of your own, to set in the truth, not the truth the world provides for you through whatever means you want to come to the truth, other people. If you came to the truth through other people and you've not verified it, then you're playing a character, you're spinning your wheels, and you're in a trap. It's just, I can't be I'm not being a dick, I'm just being honest. And my only goal is to bring people from over here to being asleep in this 3D world that they conceive, that they see as only physical, and bring them over here to this world called the metaphysical, to where you understand I'm talking to you. You understand the wonders of this place. You understand how fucking magical it is. And you really understand and realize who you are. Not because I told you who you are, but because you realized who you are. Perfect world, again, one common courtesy, do unto others. Wouldn't that be amazing? No authority figure, just a round table. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, it is a game of form in the play of life. I am you talking to you. I have always and will always be you talking to you. Because, again, all there is, and you can verify all of this, is illusions we create, stories we tell ourselves, experiences we have. Then we wake up. The experience ends. You're no longer Blake. Live life. That's how it's done. So, yeah, just keep standing with the turtle. I love you dearly and deeply. Wake up. Get a mind of your own. Quit relying on the world to tell you about you.